Hello everyone, it is Greg here, and today I've actually done a little bit of a research about a certain locomotive, and today I'm going to tell you guys about, well, Big Bertha, and I'm going to tell you guys about her and on why she works better as a goods engine than actually being a banker. Now you may be thinking, why? Why? Edna's too old to do the banking, so she will be a perfect fit. Well, you'd be right. However, there's the problem. She was a well, Big Bertha is designed to be a powerful powerhouse of a tender engine, making her stronger than Murdoch. So she would be suitable for doing the banking. However, the problem with that is that compared to Murdoch, which has his middle wheel flangeless and a modified fourth wheel set of wheels, Big Bertha is completely flanged, meaning the whole wheels have flanges, meaning that she will not be able to turn the curves on Gordon's Hill that easily as we have seen in some media. Yeah, and also due to Gordon's Hill being only 1 in 75 gradient compared to the Inky Ingle being 1 in 35 gradient, gradient. As the Licky Incline is just a straight set of track that she doesn't really need to turn. Gordon's Hill is actually turns and goes up. She would technically be able to go upwards if the hill was designed from CGI. But in the railway series, that doesn't is not really the case here. So we're gonna use the railway series version of Gordon's Hill, instead of the CGI, because it makes more sense. So she would not be able to go upwards that easily. Not only because the goods trains would be too easy to her to push, not only because she will crush the trucks she will be pushing, and accelerating speed upwards, meaning that it can cause derailment if not careful. So, how do we fix that problem? Well, instead of her being a banker, she'll be a goods engine like Henry, Murdoch, Neville, Hero, and Hank, and so forth. But she will have to work differently compared to them. Firstly, we have to look at her wheels. Since we mentioned that her wheels are flanged, we have to make sure that her wheels are the same design as Murdoch's. So she'll be able to tackle turns when she go on the main line. Now we have to also look at her speed. She does not go well at high speeds. Due to the fact that she does have no guiding wheels, she will actually go nose front every time she turns, meaning that she can damage some infrastructure if she goes at speed. What we actually need to do for her is that we have to limit her speed to 15 to 20 miles per hour. That way she will be able to just run perfectly fine, and also will also help her with her fuel capacity. Because if she's going at speed, she will waste a lot of water due to her big boiler, and also for her bigger firebox. But but due to her low speed, she will waste less fuel. Compared to Murdoch, which is more of a fast freight engine in comparison, because Murdoch's class is built to be fast freight locomotives, the pinnacle of steam kind. Right, right. And his top speed will be technically 60, with Indian Star being the only exception, going at 90 because she was feeling for the other express engines. Right. So, but she damaged herself in the process. So she will run heavier goods trains at 20 miles per hour limit on the slow line. So she won't be able to bother engines when she's passing by. However, that can cause a problem because if she's actually going 30 miles per hour and going a 60 or 80 or even so forth, he will have to slow down and go out the way. Wait, what we can actually do for her is that she will actually go on the sidings with the goods trains and safely make sure that Gordon passes by. However, what could make her better if she goes on the midnight goods trains, so that when at the time she would actually be able to sleep in the day and work by night. Right. So she actually be able to speed and headlong trains won't be too much of an issue because let's be real, Henry does the same thing with the flying kipper. So it will make sense for also for her too. And since she's going at 20 miles per hour, her fuel capacity is completely not an issue. And since but then you may be thinking, well, who the hell is going to do the banking then? Surely not Edward. Well, we're gonna have to go stretch out a bit. So we all know about Tomto's world, right? We have engines who worked on the Furnace Railway like Alice, Azotin, and Anne. So what we could do is that one of them, like Hazelton and Alice, helping Edward with the banking duties. It's more likely Hazeltine doing so, and sometimes it's just like Ginty passing by there to just help. Or maybe even Nia, because as we can probably good guess, Nia will probably work better if she's under Edward's mentorship. So she could actually help more. So she could actually be a much more comparable banker at Rosberg instead. So she will actually be able to do much more better job there instead. Right. Now you all may be thinking, why did I do this video in the first place? Well, simple really, because I wanted to know if she were actually, because I always liked Big Bertha, but in the end, was she a, but then I also wanted the question if she would actually be able to work on Soto. And as I found out doing research, it's a more of a mixed feeling. Surely she can, but with her with very alarm modifications to work properly. So as I mentioned she can't work as a banker, but as a heavy, slow goods engine, yes. Yes. And for her schedule, she will also be much more better doing the midnight goods, so she won't bother any other engine on the main line. Right. And if she does pull goods trains out at the day, okay, and it will be sometimes triple or quadruple tracked, meaning that she instead of having three, sometimes will have four tracks. So in the end, she will actually go the slow line and go out the way of Gordon passing by. Right. Now let's see if like the railway series would actually have like four sections of tracks sometimes, because then she will actually be able to just go on the four section of track going out the way of the express or any more fast paced trains. So yeah, now you hear my reasons why I feel like she works better as a goods engine than a tender than a banker. But now also raises another question of mine. Will I make her goods engine in my view? Well, yes, I will, and it will make some lot more sense to have to be one. For her hulking strain, moving cargo will be a lot more easier. And since Eddie, she can give the goods and shall run for their money. Going out of her way to be more powerful than some and rivaling others. So she will be a good dynamic of being one of the strongest goods engines on Soto. And that's it for this. This was basically just a technicality why I feel like she's better off as a goods engine. And I hope that it inspires you guys to basically do something with this information. Well, all I think I can say now, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.